Well, the last time these sides faced off, it was a blackout back in the semi-final last season where these two teams faced off, and it was Newcastle Jets who were the winners on that day. But starting this season, two sides that are looking to kind of build some form, build some momentum. Western United, unfortunately, coming off a 4-1 loss to Melbourne Victory last week. They'll be looking to get back onto the winner's side of the fixtures. And for the Newcastle Jets, coming off a 1-0 victory against the Wellington Phoenix, they'll be looking to continue some of that form they've struggled with throughout this season so far. But it is a fixture in which they have certainly thrived in and succeeded in as it's gone on, winning 4 of the 5 matches. The one time they lost was a thumping 6-0 loss to Western United. It was a little while back, so they'll be hoping to not repeat those actions this afternoon. But we are set to have a thriller of a game between two sides that can certainly score goals. This Newcastle Jets have struggled a little bit this season getting the goals, but they certainly can. And for Newcastle Jets, Tiana Robertson remains in the starting 11, even though Krajnak is back on the bench. You've got Cass Davis in the centre of the park, as always, leading, and Sheridan Gallagher leading the side at the top with Lauren Allen as well. And there is Tiana Robertson, keeping her spot as the #1 goalkeeper for Ryan Campbell. She's taken her opportunity. She's been really, really good. If you remember her debut against Adelaide last season, an 8-0 victory. She had a clean sheet last week against the Wellington Phoenix. They're looking to continue that form once again. She has been a really good revelation for the Newcastle Jets as a backup keeper, and now the #1. And for Western United, for the first time this season, Chloe Lincoln starts in goals after making the move from Cranberry United during the off-season. And we've got Catherine Zimmerman scoring last week against Melbourne Victory, her former side leading the line as always. Chloe Lagazzo also returns to the Western United squad after taking a week off to celebrate her honeymoon and her wedding. So it'll be good for Western United, an added boost with their captain Lagazzo back. Emily Roach and Kiwa Hieda make their way onto the bench this afternoon. Western United, it was really a first 45 that they struggled with. Kath Zimmerman, you can see there, she got on the score sheet, but it wasn't enough. That's their second biggest loss in the competition history. But they're a side that certainly bounced back well. And Ryan Campbell, side struggled to score goals at times this season, but a fantastic goal from Cass Davis last week separated them and the Wellington Phoenix. You're looking for more threats up front from his side and really slotting in those chances they do create. Sometimes they're not the best at it, but he certainly has the side capable of doing that. A lot of attacking options to utilise. And our referee this afternoon, Rebecca Durkow, the most experienced throughout the competition. Hopefully she has a quiet afternoon. Referees obviously don't want to get too involved, don't have to do too much. There is Kat Smith, head coach of Western United, looking for a better performance from her side. Said it was really that first 45 minutes that cost them. Emily Gilnick with a first half hat-trick. That kind of really told the story. And in the second half, Western United was certainly better in that game, but couldn't really overcome that first 45. And there is Chloe Lincoln, replaces Alyssa Dallastay, who has been the #1 choice keeper to start the season. But Lincoln made the move from Canberra, was one of the best keepers last season. And a save percentage around 77%. So she'll be looking to be an added boost for this Western United side. Try and help them separate. She was fantastic for Canberra. They say they conceded a lot of goals, but Chloe Lincoln was certainly a part of the fact they didn't concede as many. So see how she fares in her first ever start for her new team. We aren't too far away from getting going here at Estrada Jubilee Stadium for Unite Round. And it will be Western United who get us going. And they are kicking to the left of your screen. There is Isabel DeHarkis, the American. Played for FC Berlin Lions in the MPL Victoria competition. A really good centre-back all season. But Newcastle winning a ball back in a dangerous area, but there is DeHarkis reading the play well. Picked up there by Eggersvik and cleared away. Western United have been a really disciplined side so far this season. Something maybe you wouldn't traditionally think of Western United, think of them as a really physical, combative side, but they've only had one yellow card to their name this season, and that is for Isabel De Harkis. And they don't really foul all that often up against the Newcastle side, who are certainly on the opposite side of that. They have had a red card this season, and also involved in a fair few amounts of challenges. See how that plays out in this game and who wins the battle as that ball's poked away by Claudia Cicco. Picasso finds Grove, and it's poked away, but it will stay with United. There is Sheridan Gallagher, her second start of the campaign for Newcastle. Saw that beautiful long-range effort against the Perth Glory. Wasn't enough on the day, but certainly one for the highlight reel. And there is Gallagher up against Grace Maher. Wilson blocked away by Grove. Played centrally, but poked away. Johnson had to wait for it and couldn't take the ball with her. Here is Tash Pryor. Called up to Matilda's squad. He's been really good at centre back for Newcastle. But a chance to break forward. Allen got Gallagher in the middle. That's where the ball goes. That ball went out of play first, so it'll be a goal kick. Take a look at that chance, and Lauren Allen, such a threat from the outside. Just give her an inch of space and just couldn't get the cross right. But Sheridan Gallagher, a tall target in the middle, certainly win a few battles. They can get the ball to her. See if she can capitalise on those chances. Medwin, Eggersvik, working their way through a little bit of traffic on Western United. That ball left behind. Allen sends it into the centre of the box, and Alana Cern, ready and waiting, clears it away. Finds Sasha Grove. Able to use her pace that time. Good ball from Maher, and Zimmerman able to turn away from Cicco. Got Johnson through the middle. Cicco goes to ground, and Zimmerman not able to keep her feet. Not sure how. Foul wasn't called in that instance, but referee Rebecca Durkow has said the Claudia Cicco won that battle fair and square. Maybe a little bit lucky to start the game, but Zimmerman did really well to turn away from Cicco. And then just got knocked down, but that's the type of player Claudia Cicco is. Not going to walk away from the battle. Bauman. Close down by Taranto. To Bauman. Here is Cass Davis. Scored that goal last week. Beautiful finish from well outside the box on a very unusual angle for a goal, but Cass Davis has a habit of scoring fantastic goals in this competition. I think she's on a policy of no tap-ins, no easy goals, only for the highlight reels. Cern. There's Chloe Lagazzo. Certainly an added boost to this Western United squad. Her goals, her passing ability, just brings so much attention from the opposition as well. Particularly in that midfield. Sheridan Gallagher deemed to be offside. Working through the traffic was Eggersvik. Medwin, able to turn away from Bauman. Well worked from Western United, but timely poke away from Cass Davis. Vic, Philippine international, essentially replacing her fellow countrywoman Jacqueline Savitsky in that number 6 role, protecting the back line. Saw Savitsky do that for Western United, club captain. It's really good. She was able to get on the park. Vic continue with that sort of form in that position. Grove trying to find somebody, finds Zimmerman. Back to Grove. Not a lot of space. There's enough time and opportunity for the Jets to win the ball back. Cicco. Now Pryor has to retreat a little bit of chaos and confusion. Robertson got knocked down, but the ball's found its way forward, and it's also found its way out of the field of play. But Tash Pryor and Tiana Robertson just colliding there. Look at that initial challenge there. Tasha Grove. And Tash Pryor had it, and then Robertson just came through and clipped the heels of Pryor. Very unfortunate collision. Maybe just needs a few moments. Hopefully it's not too bad. Here is Egersvik, Philippines international, born in Norway. Played for the Norwegian junior national teams, but made the decision to play for the Philippines, where her mum is from. Tash Pryor, hopefully she is okay. Seems to be a little bit of pain, but Robertson, very familiar with her coming a long way out of her goal. Very, very comfortable in doing that. We've seen her do that in every game. And just take a look at that. And Robertson tried to pull it, but quite unfortunate, and particularly for Tash Pryor and this Newcastle Jets side, who's been a really stable part of the back four. The vocal leader, and hopefully she's able to walk it off quite early in this game. Have to reconfigure if you are Brian Campbell, if Pryor's not able to continue with the options on the bench, not necessarily a like-for-like replacement available there. Likes of Libby Copus-Brown, Marlon Hammond, Lara Gooch, Claire Adams as well, the scholarship player. So you've given her a few minutes, and hopefully she will be able to continue. Scar there. Lincoln. Egersvik. Grove calling for it. Next to go centrally now, finds Grove. Now Zimmerman. Cicco up ahead, blocks the path. Has to work her way inside, and that's where she finds Carly Johnson. Egersvik. Dahakis, not afraid to venture forward. Entry path blocked. And Grove may have just found herself in a world of space. Let the ball sit. Grove takes that effort, and it's really easy in the end for Robertson. The ball's going to get called back. I'm not quite sure what's happened. I believe it's a penalty? I'm not quite sure what's going on. As that effort from Grove hit the hands of Claudia Cicco. Couldn't see that the first time, so will be an early penalty for Western United. Cicco's hands not in a natural position. And it will be Chloe Lagazzo from the spot. And she get the lead for Western United, who have failed in every game this season to be the first goal scorers. This would be a good change of fortune if Lagazzo is able to slot it away. Lagazzo saved by Robertson off the post. Cicco clears it, and it stays 0-0. Robertson dived the right way. I'm not sure she did end up getting a touch, but it definitely came off the post. And Claudia Cicco, for good measure. Robertson certainly had it, but off the post in the end. And stays 0-0. Quick reaction from Claudia Cicco, who gave away the penalty. Newcastle walking away from that initial bit of danger, and that collision there from Zimmerman and Cicco. Zimmerman finds the ball once again. Lagazzo not able to turn away with the ball. Maher not able to keep it in, but it will stay with Western United. Want to move it quickly, Newcastle. As Sheridan Gallagher just knocks over Grace Maher. Bauman. And a lot of pressure applied by Western United in this early part of the game, and Tash Pryor back on the park. Looking all right. No hard feelings. She even passed the ball back to Tiana Robertson as well, who sends it long, but straight to the path of black and green shirts. Grove. That's a nice ball in. Robertson, can she get there first? She does, but the flag was up anyway. Such a small keeper. Tiana Robertson certainly is brave. Just ever so slightly, Carly Johnson. Tash Pryor did well, held the line. Bauman finds Gallagher onside and couldn't take it through. So we'll go back to Lincoln. DeHarkis. Gonna ask a lot of Medwin, and that ball's gonna drop beautifully. Got Zimmerman in the middle. That's where the ball was aiming to go. Didn't necessarily follow that flight path. So will be a goal kick. Probably needed a lot better there from Amy Medwin. Robertson just was that ball really short. Western United able to continue to build this pressure on this Newcastle defence. Haven't been able to really clear away, but a chance to go forward. And that ball poked away just in time. DeHarkis. Got Grove bursting forward if she can look up. She's going to send the ball very close to Lauren Allen in the end. That ball was too central and needed to be a lot wider for Sasha Grove to capitalise. Take a look. Allen doing her defensive duties, what you like to see from your wingers. Contributing in the defence. It is a team effort. Grove, Eggersvik, Zimmerman, not able to get past Davis that time. Taranto, ball's high in the air, who can read it? Cicco, knew it was coming down but couldn't get the contact. Grove, Zimmerman, Lagazzo, a little bit of space. Right idea for Carly Johnson, but that ball was easily cut out by Tash Pryor. Can they work their way forward, Newcastle? Haven't done that many times this afternoon. Gallagher had the right idea, but too much curl on the ball for Josie Wilson. It's going through Kat Smith's mind. Probably happy with the pressure her side is putting on Western United, but would certainly love to capitalise, particularly when they're up. See these fixtures and this competition in particular get very chaotic very quickly. Gallagher losing out, but Newcastle Managed to get it back. Bauman sends it across. Ball too shallow in the end for Hoban. But it's going to come back once again. This time Grove ready to intercept. Like a pinball. Zimmerman. Johnson on the outside. Has to hold her run, looking for somebody else. And there is Chloe Lagazzo. But Claudia Cicco did so well to get in the way. Lagazzo still on the ground, but Newcastle winning another important battle. But they are walking a tightrope. They need to be careful. They need to get some consistent possession in this game. They've really been on the back foot for large parts of the game. That was a great ball in and really good recovery from Claudia Cicco. Take a look at that challenge though. Just a knee-on-knee collision after. Ball. From that angle, Cicco, Gallagher. Box one. Sends it wide. There is Claudia Cicco. Doing the defensive duties, but now getting involved in the attack. Hoban calling for it, and that ball straight to the feet of Grace Maher. Lagazzo, one back by Dundas. Bauman. Davis looking for the run to continue. Gallagher cut off the ball. I believe it was meant for Sophie Hoban. Cicco. No options up ahead and have to retreat all the way back to Robertson. Not all the way is probably not the ultimate all the way. Robertson's very far out of her goal. Newcastle, they do have the ball and heading towards their own goal. There's not a lot of movement up ahead. They need to create something. But there is Sheridan Gallagher up against Alana Cern. Gallagher able to keep her feet. And Gallagher now to the ground and throwing the ball to the back of Alana Cern as well for good measure. Not afraid of a battle. Sheridan Gallagher, smart, shielded the ball, waited for a little bit of contact and easy as you like onto the ground. Didn't like the little poke of the ball from Alana Cern after. Gallagher, winner of NRLW Premiership with the Knights. Dual sport athlete. Can Newcastle, against the run of play, get a goal in this game? West United this season have had a habit of going down or making a comeback. Bauman, high ball. Wilson at the back post. There is Gallagher. Poked, headed on, and then headed off the line by Cern. Devon Jackson knocked it goalward. Looked like it was going to find the back of the net, but Alana Cern on the line, able to save it and headed away from goal over the crossbar. Josie Wilson was certainly getting held. Lincoln was able to get a punch away, but Cern, the all-important stop as that ball is flat and falls all the way to the back and there's nobody there. Lauren Allen has to chase. One-on-one against Zimmerman, tried the nutmeg. This battle, the cow letting it play. And now Carly Johnson. Ruben tried to block her path for as long as she could, but Western United are still away. Zimmerman shielding the ball, and Maher trying to get some distance away from their goal. Dundas, won by Grove. Pryor left it, but Grove able to use her pace, got Johnson through the middle, stops on a dime, sends it across. Lagazzo got her feet tangled, couldn't get a shot away. Still the ball bobbles around. Here's Grove once again. And now it finds Robertson and Newcastle. Calm things down once again, but Sasha Grove just caught Tash Pryor lacking momentarily, and that's a beautiful ball over the top if it can stay in the field of play, and it does. Chance for Newcastle. Gallagher making the run in the box. That's where the ball's going to go, and Gallagher had gone too far forward, but wins it back. Still Gallagher. Hoban takes the strike, and there is Lincoln. The all-important save. Sophie Hoban. Chance on goal. Took it quickly, but Lincoln was always there, ready to cover. Just real time. These last few minutes that Chloe Lincoln has been needed. Well, it's been a relatively quiet first half. Gallagher leaves it for Jackson. Bauman working their way through this tight space, and there is Bauman. Just couldn't find that pass after. Dundas, Davis, Bauman. Now Wilson. Cass Davis, can she fight and win that ball? Not that time. Johnson, Taranto, high ball, and Robertson took it the first time. I was a little bit confused as to why, but Dundas was able to ensure that ball wasn't going to progress any further. Allen, accompanied by Sophie Hoban, she goes alone. Dundas, first time, headed away by Egersvik, and then that effort may just fall. Doesn't fall in time for Sophie Hoban, who thought it was a corner, but it will be, once again, a goal kick. I always see players arguing with the referee or the Lions person throughout the game. Love to see what the success rate is if the referees ever change their mind after a strong talking to from a player. I reckon it's probably less than 1%. It's always a fascinating part of the game. Taranto. Davis. Nicely worked from Newcastle. Now a chance for Gallagher. Got a teammate in the middle, went for it herself. Was blocked by Maher. Pryor. Wilson. Hellman waiting for the run, holding it. Ball over the top available. So they work it through this tight pocket of space, but that ball cheaply given away by Cass Davis. Sasha Grove has been very lively in this game. Also made the move from Canberra during the off-season. An extra boost to this defence. A real threat going forward with her pace. And it's a really windy afternoon down in Cogra. The earlier game, Melbourne victory. Taking on the Central Coast Mariners, a 1-1 draw. It was Les Rasmussen the first, and Kayla Morrison who got the late equalizer for the victory. That ball's poked through, but Davis not able to bring it with her. And now it eventually goes out of play. Both sides are in the top 4 this season in terms of shots faced. They don't allow many opportunities from the opposition side. So chances are going to become few and far between as Gallagher tees up from a long range, and that was always sailing. They aren't going to give up a lot of chances in this game, so they have to take it. And for a side like Newcastle, who have really, really struggled with converting chances, how will they fare in this game? And it is always a benefit to have a player like Sheridan Gallagher who is not afraid to take a long-range effort. They aren't the highest percentage, and for an XG fan, they probably don't fare very high. Baumann certainly hit that with her hands, but play continues. Still Baumann drives through. And Cern, an important interception. Now Lagazo, can she make a run forward? Finds Zimmerman, got Johnson through the middle. Still Zimmerman goes, can't find the angle. And there is Claudia Cicco once again standing tall in a battle, but Lagazo wins it back in a dangerous area. Again, Cicco versus Zimmerman. And Cicco once again gets the W. That's a poor pass in the middle of the park from Newcastle just after absorbing so much pressure. Cicco. Hoban. Gallagher. Allen. Up against Grove. And Grove. Timely boot interception. Hoban. Can they go again? There's not enough numbers in the box, but that's where the ball will go anyway. Davis. Still, it bobbles around. Can Western United finally take control? And they do. Through Melissa Taranto. Gallagher. Forced wide by Grace Maher. Able to turn away. Beautiful ball, and Wilson just couldn't trap it and get a strike away. But Gallagher, that was a really good bit of vision from her to see Wilson, and that ball just bouncing in front of her. Didn't read the flight of the ball well enough. First touch was probably going to be a little bit tricky either way, but Sheridan Gallagher, good bit of improvisation. They're going to need a little bit more of that, Newcastle. They've certainly built as this game has gone on. Cicco, down the line to Gallagher. Allen finds Cicco. Bekesvik steals the ball away. Lagazo, haven't seen too much of her in this game. Obviously had that penalty saved if you are joining us. Tiana Robertson went the right way, but it was the post ultimately who had the final say, and then Claudia Cicco able to clear it out of the field to allow Newcastle to reset, and that's why this game sits at 0-0. It was Western United certainly started the better of the two sides, but Newcastle have built. But neither side getting on the score sheet as of yet, and that's a nice ball through for Gallagher. Got Allen on the far side. Gallagher's going to have to chase, going to have to do a lot. Gets it done. Dundas not able to bring it down. Finally cleared. But Johnson up against Tash Pryor. This is a dangerous position for the centre back. Had to be ready, had to be alert. Johnson was lurking. Once again, the Newcastle defence holding strong. Even when they've looked like they've had gaps in this game, they've done what they needed to do. Cern is dragged very far with Gallagher. Amy Medwin, a real threat on that wing. Not afraid to get forward. Just a little bit too relaxed from Carly Johnson. Cicco. Allen. Hoban found a nice pocket of space. Forced to retreat, now gets it back. Allen. Quick thinking, quick pass. Hoban across, and Cern where she needed to be. Bauman. Newcastle are getting more chances, getting a little bit more of the possession as this game continues, but those clear-cut chances on goal, besides the penalty for Western United, was clearly their best chance of the game. So that had a chance on goal. It was saved off the line by Alana Cern, and that ball out wide to Allen. Has to cut it back. That's where it goes, and Lincoln saw it the whole way, was never really troubled. Over the top, finds Medwin. Hands up from Tash Pryor, and Kylie Johnson knew she was offside. Hasn't had to make too many calls this game, Rebecca Docal. Saves that penalty chance. A relatively quiet afternoon for her. Robertson. Bauman. Over the top now, a foot race for Sheridan Gallagher up against Alana Cern. Cern gets the right position and uses her keeper, Chloe Lincoln. That's the threat over the top from Sheridan Gallagher. Certainly, a foot race can be a threat. Lincoln finds Zimmerman. Eggersvik. Ball, will it hold up? And the wind does help Western United out, but Grove not able to bring it down, and Lauren Allen and Tash Pryor are going to make sure Sasha Grove never got another touch of the ball in that phase of play. As that ball just finds Pryor. Dundas. Can we start again this week? Really promising young player. Zimmerman. Johnson cuts, finds Medwin, and just in time, just in the way, Josie Wilson. Robertson came off her line, made sure to block that. And that was very, very close for Western United to get their first of the afternoon. Wilson needed to be there. That was a smart ball in. Grove. Zimmerman. Looking at this game, Western United have had a lot of success playing on the outside. The fullbacks and wingers have done a good job for the most part of winning the ball back as Hobart reads the ball well, and that needs to slip through, and it does. And there is Devon Jackson. Can she keep it in the field of play? She can. Needs to play quick. Needs to make the right choice. Chips it over. Allen heads it back across goal. Cern can it fall for Dundas? He can't. Eggersvik clears it away. That pass just had a little bit too much in the end for Devon Jackson to really capitalise on, but still got to wonder, should Newcastle have got at least a shot away? Zimmerman up against Cicco once again, like a shadow, following her the entire way. Eggersvik. Bauman, heavy touch, gives it straight back to Melissa Taranto. Now Johnson. And Pryor. Yeah. She had to be. Take a look at this pass from Johnson. Smart heads-up play to find Amy Medwin. Josie Wilson, Tiana Robertson combining well, and that ball over from Jackson. Maybe she had two options there. Sheridan Gallagher was a little bit closer than Lauren Allen. Maybe that's where that ball needed to go. Either way, no shot on target. Hoban Gallagher running alongside. Going to work, find space, find the angle, finds Cicco. Getting some really good through balls. Allen whips it across. Not dealt with by Dahakis. Finally, that ball's high, but it's not out of the field of play, so it will continue. And it for now does go out. And this time, it'll go to Western United. And it looks like we're going to see a first half substitution for the Newcastle Jets. And Tash Pryor, after going down early in this game with that collision with Tiana Robertson, Libby Copus-Brown comes onto the park. So we'll wait and see how Ryan Campbell reconfigures his side defensively. Copus-Brown, typically a midfielder. And that's the collision that saw Tash Pryor go off the field of play to get treatment. She continued for a large portion of this first 45, but clearly unable to continue, and hopefully that doesn't impact her Matilda's call-up. She's got an international break coming up, so hopefully there's enough time for her to recover, and maybe that's just a precautionary substitution as Lincoln sends it long. Edwin, Dahakis. Egersvik back to Dahakis. Taranto. Not able to slip that ball through. Dundas. So, looks like Cass Davis is going to hang out and be a partner in crime with Claudia Cicco for the rest of this game. Davis, such an experienced player, and see the ice pack heading to the ankles. That is not going to feel nice tomorrow, but hopefully Tash Pryor, it's not a serious injury or a long injury. Hopefully it's just precautionary. The centre-backs we have in this competition. Taranto. Dahakis. Medwin. Finds Zimmerman. Smart bit of play. Lagazzo making her way through. Still Lagazzo wide of goal. Thought she was taken out. Referee Rebecca Durkow doesn't agree. And doesn't get the corner either, but quick bit of play from Western United from Zimmerman. Claudia Cicco once again following closely by to ensure the Lagazzo couldn't get a clear shot away, and only able to poke the ball. But since that penalty that was awarded to Western United that Cicco gave away, she's been phenomenal, the young centre-back. Up against Zimmerman, Lagazzo, even at times Carly Johnson has to stand up once again and blocks it out to Grove. That was never going to trouble Robertson. She may be their best player all afternoon so far, Claudia Cicco. Gallagher pokes it forward. There's Wilson. Jackson in the middle. Got Allen on the far side. Back to Gallagher. Copus-Brown calling for it. Dundas. Allen. Hoban. Thought about sending it across straight away. Now Allen does. High looping ball. Dahakis heads it away. Not very far. Still falls for Copus-Brown, and Lincoln bobbled it momentarily. He was able to clear it up. With the addition of Libby Copus-Brown, you take a look at this chance. Gaza knew nothing about that, and I think it took a slight deflection on its way through also off Ekersvik. Copus-Brown loves to venture forward. So ultimately, it had to be, it ends up being a more aggressive and attacking side Newcastle have out there just by losing a centre-back for a midfielder. And the likes of Libby Copus-Brown coming on. So with Cass Davis, who's Over 6. Can this help Newcastle? They have to throw caution to the wind and attack be their best form of defence. But the way Claudia Cicco has been, defence is also a great form of defence. As Grace Maher is down on the ground. Hopefully you can't lip read. It's just getting a little bit of treatment there. Grace Maher, I believe it's for her foot or ankle. What we're seeing. And having some conversations with Rebecca Durcal, just asking her to have a look at certain things and be aware of what's going on. But chance for Kat Smith and her coaching staff to get some words to this Western United team. They've had a lot of their chances be through transition. As we take a look at that Gallagher and Maher collision, we've certainly seen a few of that. We take a look at that again, and Gallagher just stepping on what looks to be the right foot of Grace Maher. He's a really tough player, so imagine she's going to take a few moments just to recompose herself. And get going. For Western United, a lot of their chances have come through transition. They haven't as easily as they would have liked get those set plays and really lock Newcastle in and kind of work their way to goal, as Gallagher is just tunneled under. And Rebecca Durcal saying that was a overly ambitious jump for the ball. Just putting her full body weight on Kath Zimmerman and not getting a free kick for that. Maher, Lagazzo, had the right idea, couldn't execute. Allen, down the line to Gallagher, up against Cern, and Gallagher puts her body on, and they want to move quickly. Copus Brown stuck under the ball. That throw in had too much on it. Dundas. Grove. Zimmerman. The Harkers. Able to stop on a dime, but can't find the out ball, and now Cern tried to tee up Carly Johnson, but there was too much on the ball. Copus Brown. Cicco. Able to save it. Nice paw from Cass Davis. Straight to Grace Maher, and Robertson did well in the end. Was waiting for the flag for Johnson, but never came. That's a poor pass from Copus Brown, but Cicco made it work. Hoban. Gallagher left it for Allen. Gallagher alongside. And now Gallagher with the effort. Was curling away from Lincoln. She reacted quickly. Probably wasn't the strike initially after, as Grove not able to trap the ball, and Allen set up Gallagher and just didn't have her balance all sorted when she took that strike. But another shot on target. But it will be 5 minutes added on in this first 45. Obviously had Tash Pryor go down. Grace Maher also as well, so had a few stoppages in this first 45. No goals yet to break the deadlock. But 5 minutes to do so in this first 45 to change the halftime team talk for both coaches. But imagine There's certainly some positives for Ryan Campbell to take out of this first 45. His defence, even with Tash Pryor having to come off early in the first 45, has done a really good job of withstanding the pressure that Western United have built, and they've had their own chances going forward. Haven't been able to capitalise, and they withstood that initial 5 to 10 minutes from Western United. But for Western United, obviously disappointed they weren't able to put that penalty away, but for the most part, they've been relatively good. Jackson sends it across. Gallagher tried to turn with it. Turns without it. Keeps the ball. Lost her footing. It'll be a corner for the Jets. Bauman. Their second corner of the afternoon. Newcastle. Ball's high. It's the path of Lauren Allen. Wasn't good. Dundas. Davis. Back to Dundas. And took a deflection off Carly Johnson. It'll be another corner for Western United. They keep piling that on, and it's interesting. Newcastle piling on those corners, but Western United this season, corners have been something that have been really, really hard to come by. They've only had 6 corners all season so far, and so far it's not going in their favour. Bauman, is that getting involved? You can see it's really, really strong. High ball and drifting out of the field of play, so Rees dragging it to the right. Lincoln. High ball. And you can see the wind getting involved and holding it up. Dropping a little bit shorter than it was hit. Zimmerman. Charging through. Cicco once again. This time into a foul. Zimmerman in that. Is Catherine Zimmerman just getting pulled back. Actually, it was Libby Copus-Brown that fouled Zimmerman in that build-up. Maher, as Gallagher is encroaching just a little bit too early. High ball, and into the breadbasket for Robertson. Wilson, poor touch, cheaply given away to Melissa Taranto. Able to turn away. Can they get a late goal? And Johnson had just ventured ever so slightly offside. Take a look at Taranto, and just really held their line there. Newcastle, Cicco and Davis. Here is Cass Davis. Out to Cicco. Centre backs very far forward right now. Allen. Oh, looked like it took a deflection off her arm. Dundas. Bauman. Sending it into the box, but headed away, but it will fall nicely. Touch needed to be better. Hoban. Cicco. Allen. Hoban. Closely followed by Grace Maher. It'll be another corner for Newcastle. But they won't have time to take it. It is half-time down at Nostrada Jubilee Stadium, and it's 0-0 between these two sides. Both sides have had their chances. Western United having the biggest with a penalty saved off the post to deny Chloe Lagazzo Chloe Lincoln and Lana Cern had to get involved. Some goal line clearances to deny the Newcastle Jets their first goal in the game also. But it's been a busy first 45. Scores still tied, and at half-time it is the Newcastle Jets 0, Western United 0. Take a look at the first 45. It was Sasha Grove's effort off the hands of Claudia Cicco. Had to take a look at that, and Lagazzo off the post. Robertson went the right way, and then Cicco, for good measure, sending it away. Couldn't get that angle, and then this was the effort off the goal line to deny Devon Jackson her first goal of the game. Lana Cern clearing it off the line. Sheridan Gallagher got busy in the box, and it was Hoban with the final effort on. But Lincoln saw it the whole way through. I mean, busy Newcastle. Some timely passes from Western United, and that was another one from Carly Johnson, but the last-ditch defending from Newcastle, all first 45, has been really good. Claudia Cicco getting involved, Josie Wilson on that last bit of play. And this effort from Libby Copus-Brown. Not sure if it took a deflection of Egersvik, but either way, found the hands of Chloe Lincoln. And then this chance, nearing the end of the first 45. Sheridan Gallagher just couldn't get her balance. Just curling away from goal. And Lincoln saw it through. As we see that once again. Just Gallagher just couldn't get her balance as Maher was closing down on the inside. But take a look at the first 45 minutes stats, and Newcastle Jets with more possession. They've done really well to get that back after Western United started the first half really well. Shots on target, 3-1. The shots on goal have been relatively the same, but both sides need to find the back of the net if they want to claim all 3 points this afternoon. Plenty to do in the next 45 minutes. But we'll see how it all plays out. Still got lots to do. Well, it was an important and impressive victory for Alex Smith's Brisbane Roar side last night against the Western Sydney Wanderers. Let's take a look at how that game unfolded.
Looking for a first Ninja A-League goal. Hayashi, deflection, and it is a goal. Brisbane Roar take the lead. Momo Hayashi is on the board in the Ninja A-League. It caught a cruel deflection off the wall and that left Sham Karmas marooned. But they all count. Deborah and Delaharp lifts it across. Karmas is up. Fists it away. Woods follows up off the crossbar. It was sweetly struck on the left foot and you see it hit flush off the woodwork. Tish Woods so close to a first Ninja A-League goal. Yallop drops it at the edge of the penalty area. Blissett, now Levin. Hayashi on the turn. Hayashi on the turn. What a night for Momo Hayashi. Not one but 2 goals to open her Ninja A-League account. And in first half stoppage time, Brisbane Roar have taken firm control of this contest. Yallop to the edge of the box. Hayashi for the hat-trick. Oh, that would have been a stunner too. Hit with such force. And Momo Hayashi knows that would have been the crowning moment of a marvellous hat-trick. Hayashi dips it, skims the roof of the net, and Sham Karmas ended up over the goal line, but fortunately for her, the ball didn't. Delaharp. Papadinova spins inside the box here, attracts the attention of the defenders, and it's just wide, nearly perfect for Yallop. Good save initially from Karmas. Papadinova was foiled there, but the follow-up from Yallop, agonisingly wide of the post. And now Yallop, there it is! The milestone game is crowned with a goal. Brisbane Roar's games record breaker, Tamika Yallop, adds to her legacy and makes it 3-0. Ninja A-League goal number 66. Matos doesn't want to let them past. Pringle, really clever, gets around Matos. Still going, Emily Pringle, brilliant goal. Absolute magic. Well, she started tonight on the bench. That is a statement saying, here's what I can do. And look what it meant to her teammates. Here's Eka. Kualamu. Great touch. Kualamu, and saved by Karmas. Just a couple of toe taps on the ball to drag it onto the left side, and then a shot in the blink of an eye.
That was a thrilling game last night. Lots of goals. Brisbane Roar continuing the fantastic form they've started, but 2 sides that'll be looking to get the 3 points next tomorrow. It's at 1:30 p.m. It was Canberra United taking on Perth Glory. Promises to be an exciting game. Gets to see the likes of Michelle Heyman, May Markowski, and then 4:15 to close it out, the grand final rematch between Sydney FC and Melbourne City. Sydney FC wanting to build on some form, and Melbourne City wanting to get back into the winners' table as well. But all of that's tomorrow. We're still here this afternoon where we're trying to see, will there be a break in the deadlock between the Newcastle Jets and Western United? We are back here for the second half between the Newcastle Jets and Western United. You can see the fans getting involved with some chip shots. I don't know if you're getting a contract with that effort. Need to find the back of the net, and both sides still yet to do so in this game. That one wasn't better, I've got to be honest. Time for a next person to step up, but it is an exciting first 45 we had. It is 0-0, but it didn't feel like that. Both sides certainly had their chances to go about it. As we now see somebody else tee up. Will they get a contract? They will not. But it is a nice effort either way, and we'll see how the professionals do it for the second 45. Devon Jackson probably had the best chance for the Newcastle Jets in the first 45, cleared off the line by Cern. Looking to get her second goal of the season. Sheridan Gallagher had a few moments as well. Certainly been an annoyance for the Western United centre-backs, Grace Maher and Isabel DeHarkis. We'll see how those battles continue. Can the big stars, Chloe Lagazzo, Kath Zimmerman, can they find a break in this tie? But Western United are going to make a substitution. We're going to see Kiwa Hieda come on, and Isabel DeHarkis, centre-back, is going to head off. So take a look at this penalty. Sasha Grove, and then it just came off the hands of Claudia Cicco. Missed it initially, but Rebecca De Cow saw it, and Lagazzo just pulling it wide off the post. And Grove not able to corral the ball and allow Cicco enough time, but there's that effort from Lagazzo. She's so annoyed with herself, not able to find the back of the net, but a chance nonetheless. Can they create some more? A lot of it's been through transition. It's very part of their game, but looking for a little bit else, a little bit different. Somebody find a difference in this game. Western United get them back onto the winner's side. And Western United, not to mention, at the start of this call, in their third kit, which they released this week. Very, very nice, Western United, their kits this season. We are underway for the second half. Copus Brown came on in the first 45 to replace Tash Pryor, who went down with an ankle injury. So hopefully Pryor is going to be okay, as mentioned. And then Matilda's call up. That ball slipped through, found Allen. Smart ball across, but saw it the whole way through Eggersvik. Is Tash Pryor. Foot out. No ice. There was ice before, so hopefully it doesn't swell up too much. And there's confirmation of the halftime substitutes. Kiwa Hieda on for Isabel DeHarkis. So attacking move from Kat Smith. Is that to do with Newcastle and Ryan Campbell bringing on midfielder Libby Copus Brown? Quite sure. Maybe somebody should ask Kat Smith after the game. Copus Brown stops on a dime, loses two defenders. Finds Hoban. Got Gallagher through if she can find that ball. Hoban still going and switches it out to no one in particular. That was not a good passage of play there for the young forward. Maher searching for options. High looping header. Finds Zimmerman. Johnson. Shadowed by Cicco. Not going to let her go too far. And not going to let the ball go with her either. Claudia Cicco's had an outstanding game since giving away that penalty. That ball straight into the lap of Sasha Grove. Bauman. Still Bauman. Ekesvik couldn't corral the ball, but it will stay with Western United. High ball. Zimmerman got a lot of space for herself. Can take the strike and cross the face of goal. Johnson couldn't make any contact with it. So look at that effort from Zimmerman once again. Saw it, didn't like the options in the middle. As Robertson just sends it, didn't want to collect it. And it went straight to Sasha Grove. Yader, her first bit of play in this game. Johnson, good turn, still Johnson, Zimmerman, and once again, Newcastle Jets' last-ditch defending in this game has been outstanding. And this time, forward Lauren Allen getting involved to deny Catherine Zimmerman. It was the right pass from Johnson, but Allen saw that Zimmerman left that ball just too far ahead of her and lunged on it and made sure there was going to be no shot away. See the Western Corps right behind Chloe Lagazo. They travel all the time. High ball and all the way to the back. Grace Maher was working her way there, but just couldn't get there quick enough. Copus Brown. Able to turn away was Jackson. Took a deflection, Yader finds Dundas. Finds some traffic. Lincoln hasn't had too much to do in her first game for a new side, Chloe Lincoln. This is nicely done to find. It was Carly Johnson, and that outstretched leg of Chloe Lagazo couldn't find the ball. And once again, Libby Copus Brown, another Newcastle player willing to put their body on the line to ensure they do not give the ball away cheaply. And that was a dangerous ball across goal. It was dealt with, but playing with danger, Newcastle. Gallagher was fouled by Cern. They want to play quickly. That's what Gallagher does. Allen got Dundas. A short option. Finds Hoban. Got Jackson, Gallagher, Wilson. They're all lining up in the middle. Ball through. Grove gets the head to it. Jackson miscues that kick. That is not one she'd like to replay. Lost sight of the ball. I'm not sure, as Ryan Campbell just cheekily knocks it away from Amy Medwin, not allowing Western United to get going quickly. Amy Medwin seeing the humour in it. See, Copus Brown, the most subtle tug of the shirt you'll ever see.
From the other side.
Ryan Campbell needs some more from his side. They can score goals. They have the players to do so. This season, they struggled at times. Robertson finds a teammate. Copus Brown couldn't find her way past Melissa Taranto, who's now just going to make a run of her own. See if she can create something. Will it sit for Zimmerman? It will. Taranto getting pushed back by Allen. Closely followed. Needs somebody to help her out. Well, she can help herself out and finds her way out of that pocket of space, but that ball can't find a Western United player. Lagazo. Eggersvik tees up, saved by Robertson. Once again, Tiana Robertson, as we've seen in her young Ninja A-League career, when she's needed, she can pull off a big save. Eggersvik, fantastic strike, and Robertson saw it the whole way through. Ensured, stayed 0-0. Really good save from the keeper. Important save. Will that be a turning point in this game? But they haven't got rid of all the danger. First corner of the game for Western United. High ball to the far post. Alana Cern right there. Wilson stopped it. Had no idea about it. To deny Alana Cern, who was all by herself on the far post. Taranto. That's a poor pass out from Cicco. Cern, a little wider than she usually is. That ball's high in the box. Zimmerman can't find Hieda. And Gallagher blocks that pass. Take a look at that effort from Alana Cern. Not sure if she's trying to find Carly Johnson. It wasn't necessarily clearly going into goals. But either way, Josie Wilson, these Newcastle players putting their body on the line, ensuring the Western United cannot get through. Grace Maher. Looping ball to the far post and leaping out of the field of play. Some space for Copus Brown to attack. That pass had to be a lot better. Was not good enough, and I believe we are going to see Milan Hammond make her way onto the park for Ryan Campbell. The next stop of play, Copus Brown was a little bit lazy, a little bit pedestrian in that effort, but got away with it. Dundas. That's a good ball forward for Gallagher. Got Devon Jackson alongside, but the flag is up on the near side. And it is going to give time for Ryan Campbell to make his second substitution of the game. He's going to be Milan Hammond. Not sure who's going to come off. It's going to be Josie Wilson. So, defender off. Going to bring Milan Hammond on. Who is a forward, so an attacking change for Ryan Campbell. Once again, wonder who will slot in that full-back role. Have to wait and see. It is a makeshift defence that didn't have a lot of offensive options on the bench this afternoon. Newcastle, as Johnson's gone early once again. See clearly. Newcastle held a line, maybe had one straggler, but either way forced Carly Johnson to be offside. Robertson. Lost to Taranto, able to come away with it. Dundas. Allen. Across to Copus Brown. Got Hammond making a charging run. That's ignored. Gallagher. Allen. Space if she wants to use it. That's closed down immediately and given straight to Grace Maher. But one back by Emma Dundas, who looked to be fouled, and referee Rebecca Durcal agrees. So it will be a set-piece opportunity for Newcastle. Dundas did well to win it back. Saw the fight. What is going through the mind of Kat Smith at the moment? What tweaks can she do? What can she implement? What changes need to be made for her side to get some more chances in this game? Gallagher. Can she find somebody? That ball didn't have enough of anything on that. Bauman. Loving the Newcastle supporters getting involved, making some noise, making their presence felt at the Western Core on the opposite side. They always make noise. Love those active supporters. And that ball drifts over the top to Allen. Able to get away from Taranto. Not in time. Taranto. Ball taking a deflection all the way through, so go out for a goal kick. As everybody tries to converge on Emma Dundas and they win the ball. Zimmerman turns, shoots! Saved by Robertson. Once again, two big saves in this second half. Looks like Lorena Bauman down on the ground. Looks to be in a little bit of pain. Swiss international. Strong challenge there. Brave. And that follow-up effort from Zimmerman. And take a look at it again and just follow through. I'm not sure if it's her arm that she's holding now, though. Doesn't look to be in a good way, and Ryan Campbell has already taken two defenders off in this game. He only has two more outfield players available, Claire Adams and Lara Gooch, and there is Danielle Krajnak. Got the red card in that Perth Glory game. Unless Ryan Campbell wants to be a little bit different and bring on a goalkeeper for the defender if he's forced to. Bauman doesn't look to be in a good way, so hopefully it's nothing serious, but could prove to be that this international break that's coming for Newcastle may come at the right time with some of these injuries, and I mean, just holding that right arm just a little bit as she runs. But it does look like she's going to come back to the field of play, so next to the fourth official. So that's a really positive sign. So that ball's over the top, but Johnson's not going to have enough pace. So Ryan Hammond has slotted into that fullback role. It's typically a forward. Johnson not able to turn gets a shot away, but took some heavy deflections on the way through. Allen. Needs somebody to come and help her out, but trying to make her own luck, and a strong tussle there with Mel Taranto. Good little foot race, but Allen was losing out and tried to disguise that pullback, but not hidden well enough ultimately. So at the moment, it's going to be another corner actually. Changed up. Was initially looking to be a goal kick, but signalled for a corner now. West United adding them up to that tally this season hasn't been a lot. Just spotted that West United away kid. It is one of the best in the competition, but can Chloe Lagazzo find somebody or something? Is Robertson. Just saw it sail over her head. It looked like for a moment it was going to find the back of the net for Olympico, but there was a line of Cern at the far post making the run, but that ball too much of an angle. Hammond. And losing that ball. Copus Brown, Dundas, Hieda. That ball's through. Finds Hoban up against. Looks to be Grace Maher. Still Hoban continues to run. Jackson leaves it for Gallagher. Gallagher came charging through. Lincoln had to be brave, got there first. It was a smart bit of play from Devon Jackson. Hoban started it all. Jackson, maybe that ball could have been a little bit more angled, but Lincoln kicking off. That ball was in the way to protect her from the oncoming Sheridan Gallagher. As Allen uses her burst of pace, wins that battle with Grace Maher, sends it across. There's no one there ready and waiting. Sasha Grove going to be under pressure. What decision can she make? And took a couple of deflections, and it will be a goal kick. Quite a second half for Sasha Grove. Very involved. Getting forward for Western United. Yader, heavy touch, and Jackson was fouled. Davis, Hammond, Copus Brown alongside, didn't see it or hear that run initially. That's where that pass probably should have gone, and Copus Brown not able to save it in the follow-up. Good on Kiwa Hieda, Kat Smith. But maybe hasn't produced necessarily that spark her side needs in this game. Just lacked a little bit going forward. There's Zimmerman and Q trying to change their fortunes. Davis, Hammond, not able to turn away from Hieda. Bauman. And Allen got space ahead to work with. Slipping that ball through, finding Gallagher. There is Gallagher! And there was Chloe Lincoln in the way to deny Newcastle what has been their best chance of the second half. It was a fantastic ball through from Allen. Gallagher needed to do better. Had to find the back of the net and sent it straight into the path of Chloe Lincoln, which ultimately ended up being an easier save than what she was probably expecting. Copus Brown on set piece duties. Brown. Not sure if everybody in Newcastle shirt was on the right page. And even with that shot away, was a foul called earlier from Rebecca Dacau. So it's going to get waved away as Lauren Allen just made sure to remove Carly Johnson from her path. Grove. In between three black and green shirts, not where it needed to be. Allen, her teammates alongside, and ultimately finds Alana Cern. Allen, Eggersvik closing down. Allen able to get the ball through, but only into the path of Sasha Grove. Cicco. Davis. Allen. Bauman. Hoban. Found space. Found Cicco. Cicco! Claudia Cicco gets her first ever goal in this competition. And what a time to do so, to break the deadlock against Western United. She even surprised herself to cap off what's been a really impressive performance from the young defender all afternoon. Got involved in battles, but got involved in the attack when it needed to be. Hoban found that pocket of space and then found Cicco. An outstretched arm of Chloe Lincoln. Couldn't find the ball to deny Newcastle Jets their goal in this game. It's what separates them. And Claudia Cicco really has been the separator of the two sides. The amount of timely interceptions she's had in this game. But to get her first goal like this, in a game she's been outstanding, to see how happy she is. Now Western United, how can they respond? They need to keep up the level of intensity and desire that they've had defensively all game. Tiana Robertson has proved to be a big part of this second half. Two really big saves. First to deny Eggersvik from that long-range effort. Copus Brown slipping that ball through it. Now Devin Jackson one-on-one with Chloe Lincoln. Still Devin Jackson. Jackson saved by Lincoln. They haven't liked those one-on-one chances, clearly. Sheridan Gallagher denied by Lincoln. And now Devin Jackson as well. Maybe that pressure from Eggersvik just put Devin Jackson off ever so slightly, but a long-range effort from Claudia Cicco, they'll take that if you're Newcastle. But it's those sorts of chances throughout the season they're going to need to capitalise on more when they arise. Those through balls have been really good. Now, Libby Copus-Brown sends it into the area. Bauman, and then the flick on from Gallagher was turned away by Cern. Davis, Hammond, still they venture forward as Hammond's easily nudged off the ball. But what a big game this could be for Newcastle. Can they hold on? Can they get another clean sheet? In the early part of the season, they've had their games, particularly in the first 2 rounds of the season. Game against Western Sydney Wanderers, against Perth Glory. They caused a lot of their own problems, and in the Western Sydney Wanderers game, they were able to get a point. In the Perth game, they weren't able to recover. But last week, a 1-0 victory over Wellington Phoenix. Could they get another victory here? Another clean sheet? And for Western United, they scored 4 games in that first game against the Wellington Phoenix, where they won 4-2. And then the goals have been hard to come by. That 1 goal against Melbourne Victory last week in that loss. But a chance for this ball. Robertson, not afraid to get off her line, Tiana Robertson. Doesn't care or get involved, be an extra number to play through. Such a brave keeper, have to be. Probably has to be a little bit crazy to be a goalkeeper as well, all things considered. I've seen it in this game, putting your body on the line. They're built different. As Gallagher wins that header. As Grace Maher just watches. Took a knock to her ankle. Looks like Sheridan Gallagher in a bit of pain. And a lot of players go down with injury. Newcastle, they've managed to withstand it as Gallagher won that header, and then not sure what happened right there. If you didn't look to be hit by anything, she just kind of went down. So that's one of those non-contact ones. So hopefully it's minor and it's only a slight strain, but that didn't look quite good. Not sure what happened there. But we are going to see the introduction of the last 2 outfield players for Ryan Campbell. Sheridan Gallagher is going to be replaced by Lara Gooch. We're going to see Claire Adams come on to replace Emma Dundas. So, see how that plays out. Medwin and Taranto off for Roach. See who the other player was to come on. But be a drop ball. And Western United still yet to do in this season, as Julia Sardo confirmation coming on for Melissa Taranto. So much energy, Claudia Cicco. But as I was mentioning about Western United, still yet to do so in this season. Score first in a game. They have been behind in every game, or they just haven't scored or gone behind in that Central Coast Mariners game where it's a 0 or draw, but every other game they have conceded and have been down at some point. Allen. That was Gooch. Able to turn away now, Lara Gooch. Still Gooch continues, still, and that effort, Gooch! Just wide. Trying to make an immediate impact with Lara Gooch. Coming on the substitute. Saw daylight ahead of her on the Alana Cern, and then that outstretched arm of Chloe Lincoln. She certainly would have been relieved when she saw that ball go wide of goal. Losing out that time, Cicco to Zimmerman. Bauman and Davis and Hammond. There to help out. Johnson. Deflected. Out of play. Five corners. Western United have nearly had the same amount of corners in this game they've had all season. Lagazzo. That's the near post, cleared by Davis. Out to Roach. He's going to send it back in. Robertson is under pressure. He was ready for the run into the box by Julia Sato. But these last 10 minutes and more are going to be dangerous as Maher tees up. Grace Maher. Defenders have certainly loved scoring in this game, and Grace Maher equalises for Western United. The outstretched arm of Tiana Robertson couldn't save it. Grace Maher, a player certainly not afraid to take a strike. Look at this effort. Saw nobody closing her down, and there it was. Nobody closed her down from Newcastle. She said, I'll take a strike and I'll find the back of the net. Her first goal of the season. And now, how do Newcastle react? How has this game changed as Johnson once again offside? For Christmas, Carly Johnson may be asking Santa at the offside flag. It has not been her friend this game. Just ventured up ever so slightly offside in a couple of instances. Jackson, followed by Eggersvik. Losing the ball. Grove turned away. Down. That's Eggersvik. Been busy in the centre of the park this afternoon. See that with Devon Jackson. Maybe just a cramp. Carly Johnson. What can she do to change this game? She's been really good and had an excellent 18 months probably last season. She was one of Western United's best players as the season went on. Can she find a moment in this game? Can Chloe Lagazzo, a player we're so familiar with, such quality, can she change the game? Or can young Avani Prakash, who's going to come on to replace Sarah Eggersvik, so not able to continue in this game. Cash midfielder, but not afraid to go forward either. Attacking-minded player. All the weapons are on. Who will fire? So interesting for Newcastle. They've been able to stop those those shots or those attempts and goal that are coming from about 5 metres out. They're really good at protecting the box for the most part, but that long-range effort from Grace Maher, a second effort goal for Western United, separates the two sides. Now Zimmerman trying to change the tide once again. But couldn't find anybody. So both coaches used all their subs. All outfield players are on. One, back by Hieda, cuts it to Prakash, tees up. Didn't have anything on that. Going to need to find some chances. High quality ones, or find something spectacular as we've seen twice in this game. Maher, got a player down there. I think that's Lara Gooch. Does not look to be in a good way at all. And as I've mentioned, Ryan Campbell has brought on every single outfield player. But she does not look to be in a good way at all, Lara Gooch. Really promising play. If we take a look at that incident, not sure what happened. She just took the wrong step and holding the back of her knee, and that's always a scary sign. So as we get that one more time, just not sure, just it's like her leg gave out. Everything not good for Lara Gooch at the moment, and I highly doubt that she will be able to continue. So obviously not sure until she's fully off, but she can't even put any weight on that leg. So I have a feeling that Lara Gooch is not going to be able to continue, and that is going to be, for Ryan Campbell, a really inconvenient fact of the game. What will he do? What changes can he make? I'm not sure if he can make any. Brought Libby Copas-Brown on in the first half. That's one window. And Lara Gooch and Claire Adams came on in another. Showed him Milan Hammond. So he doesn't have any other option but to play with 10 to close this game out. So this will be a test of Newcastle's will and desire in this game. Mental fortitude to withstand the pressure the Western United are going to want to build. A goal right now for Newcastle would certainly help them out. Lara Gooch does not look to be in a good way at all. The 19-year-old. So entertaining to watch. Hopefully it isn't anything serious and it's something that she can recover from quickly. But Lagazzo here to pounce, and once again, Carly Johnson just too far away. Copas-Brown. Maher finds Johnson. Copas-Brown applying pressure. Roach. Robertson needs to be careful. Somebody bearing down. Maher closed down by Adams. Grove. Zimmerman. Allen. Gets past one. Yater sends it out. That's a win for Newcastle. But that is a bench that is probably not feeling the best. Don't know if they'd pass some fitness tests at the moment. Worse for wear. Tash Pryor went out before the end of the first half with an ankle injury. Now Lara Gooch as well, having to come off injured. Not sure what that injury is particularly, but didn't look good. Johnson. And it's looking like we're going to get an extended period added on to close out this game. Zimmerman. Roach looking for somebody to run alongside her. Finds Julia Sardo. Back to Lagazzo. Ball needs to go forward if you're Western United. Got a player advantage. Have to capitalise on it. There's ever been a better moment to find a winner. And this, player down, Newcastle. They have to be disciplined. Have to keep their shape. Have to deny Western United. And if they get the chance, have to take it themselves. Erin Bauman for a moment also looked like she wasn't going to be able to continue in this game. Looks to be all right, all things considered. Hammond. Down the line once again. Adams. Someone was calling for the ball. Looked to be Sophie Hoban. Cicco clears it wide, but only as far as Kiwa Hieda. Zimmerman. Cicco closely following. Headed away by Davis. Lagazzo! Wide once again. Took it first time. Hit it with a lot of power, but couldn't get the direction with it. Quiet game, Chloe Lagazzo in her return. Roach. And it is 5 minutes added on to close out the second 45. Can either side walk away with all 3 points, or will the points be shared? Hieda chasing, keeps it in. Not for long. Hammond. Garzo. Going to deny Devin Jackson. Cash. Acrobatically, and that ball. Cicco to Robertson. To Prakash, he just lofts it into the air. Johnson not able to bring it down the first time, and Cicco says, we're not going to mess around, we're going to send it away at every single opportunity. It's that Grace Maher goal. There's brought Western United back into this game and brings them within a chance of taking all 3 points. Prakash sends it across, still bobbling around. Johnson! Over the bar. Will that be the best chance of added time? Prakash did well. Johnson did better to find the ball, but always sailing, got far too much underneath the ball, and it just lifted it, and it kept sailing and sailing. Copus Brown just going to tee it up. Going to ask Jackson and Adams to chase. Maher will get there first. Cern. easy as you like past Devin Jackson. Adams putting some pressure. But not enough. Western will stay with the ball. Bauman, Hammond. Hammond had a pass available and left. Twirl it around. They win a throw in. Hammond through that little bit of traffic. Took that ball to the chest. Took on the champ. Claire Adams was not sure. She's having some chat with Alana Cern. Not sure what they were saying, but somebody will have to figure it out. Roach, Hieda, back to Roach. And it looked like that ball went out of the field of play, but referee disagrees. Cicco, Adams, Copus Brown. Gonna ask Allen to chase. And Hieda is not dealt with that, but Chloe Lincoln was off her line already. So it wasn't too far of a journey to deny, but there's not much longer for Newcastle to hold out. Player down. Maher Gooch injured, and no substitutions left for Ryan Campbell to make. Sophie Hoban with the assist to set up Claudia Cicco. That goal. And Newcastle were rewarded for their defensive strength in this game. Lagazzo, and that's wide of goal. Less than a minute left in this game. Tiana Robertson, big saves. Will Ryan Campbell stick with her next week, or will Danielle Krajnak assume her position? You have to say that Robertson's done a really great job since coming on. That ball falls through for Jackson. Looking for somebody up ahead. Finds Allen alongside her. Lucky for Newcastle, it found its way out of the field of play. It is looking like we're going to end up with a 1-1 draw. As Claudia Cicco whistled back. Maher, Copus Brown, Jackson able to control it. Can they muster up one last attack? Allen beats Maher, gets the beat, gets the angle, but can't keep it in play. And that's all there is for this game between the Newcastle Jets and Western United. That Grace Maher goal ensuring the Western United got something out of this game. Didn't look like that was going to happen for a little while. Claudia Cicco got the scoring going. Maher found the equalizer. It was a busy afternoon for both sides. For Newcastle Jets, and for Ryan Campbell, they get a point. But they've got some injuries that they've got to contend with. And we'll have to see after the international break. But it all ends up being Newcastle Jets 1, Western United 1. We'll take a look at goals for this afternoon's game. And there was Sophie Hoban, found the pocket of space and made the smart play and found Claudia Cicco. You can see how shocked she is, as it was her first ever goal in the Ninja A-League. You can see how excited she is. She had a great game all afternoon. The recovery efforts, but then that strike on goal took her with confidence. She was shocked. Maybe look at that a few times, but there was a good effort from Claudia Cicco. Reward for a great game, but then Grace Maher was not closed down. They needed to do better, and Maher teed up. Robertson couldn't do anything about that. Was never going to deny that effort, but Grace Maher, her second ever goal for Western United, first this season. And that's how we ended up with 1-1 for your night round. Possession, Western United getting a little bit more than was at half-time, but still Newcastle Jets, majority of the possession, Shots on goal, round about the same. Shots on target, round about the same. Ends up being a 1-1 in this game. XG even about the same. Both sides, they're very similar this season. I'll be looking to find some more points as the season continues. But it's been a thrilling afternoon here at Jubilee Stadium. But it is tomorrow to close out Unite round. Canberra United taking on Perth Glory, 1:30 p.m. kickoff Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Plenty of goals expecting in that game. And then a grand final rematch to close out Unite round. Sydney FC taking on Melbourne City. Can Sydney FC find a little bit of form and Melbourne City get back into the winners column? We'll have to wait and see at 4:15 p.m. tomorrow. But that's been all from me here. I am being Pekua Frimpong. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, keep watching and keep enjoying the Ninja A-League competition.